Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Big Dapple number 8. My name's Matthew Mega, and I'm here with Sasu, and we are here for one more set. Inklings and Octolings, I hope you're ready. We are very close to closing out this next group set.
Yes, it is going to be really exciting getting through, I think, our first half of Wave B. And we're going to be looking at Auntie versus, Krusty Krab Tanks 2.
Yep.
Like, it's the sequel.
Sequel.
Of course, have really close ties to the members of Auntie. If those of you were listening to the other sets, I mentioned Umbrella, who would be very excited about playing on land. And that, of course, is going to be JJ, who's sitting closest to the camera on
JJ.
Auntie's side.
Hi, Sasu. Hi, Sasu.
Hi, JJ. Giving a hi, Sasu. Sometimes, you gotta say hi to the commentators. Let them know that you're listening.
It's very fun to be able to actually interact with them, because you can't really interact with them online. So it's nice being able to do that, just like how we did last. So, moving on to this next set, we are starting on Rainmaker Huntback.
Now, I happen to know that this is actually a really strong map mode for Auntie in particular. Of note, I think Violet might be on that V/. Div is going to be likely on some sort of dualies. Cake's going to be on edit, and I think Jovan likely on Umbrella, unless they decide to maybe go a wiper or something a little bit different. But this is a really strong map mode for them. So Krusty Krab Tanks 2 gonna have to lock in and get that early lead in a 1-0 to put themselves in the best position to take this set.
Alrighty. Starting off, Rainmaker Huntback. People are gonna hate me for this one. I don't like Huntback. I don't like it.
What is your beef with Huntback?
I have a lot of beef with Huntback, mainly because I have beef with rollers. I don't like rollers.
Fair. Playing against rollers.
Playing against rollers, yes, yes. Playing against rollers, yes.
Well,
so
we're gonna see if any rollers are in this incoming game.
There's a brush.
Not gonna be happening.
There's a brush.
There's not going to be a roller, I promise you, out of Auntie.
There's a brush, though. Close enough. Alrighty, let's start off Group B, Round 3. Krusty Krab Tanks 2 versus Auntie Rainmaker Huntback. Let's get started.
Yes, you see, right now we have an early pop here from Auntie, just kind of moving around to see what they can get. JJ has a special ready in this splashdown. Gonna peek on that right to help their team just secure that elbow. And I think Cakes is going to be the one picking up on the Zimmy and just dunking it here for a free check right off the top.
Right away, 30 seconds left. They do have that check. They have enough support, but they do need to get over that little chokehold if they want to move in here. Rushing in and trying to get whatever picks that they can, but the back stops at this time. JJ trying to get a pick off of them. We do see the back going down, but they already pick up the Rainmaker. Grab a couple more points before being taken out there. There comes that Kraken that takes out JJ. And with 3 down the side of Auntie, Krusty Krab Tanks 2 is really going to have to push this.
Yes, Divya going down for what is almost a delayed wipe, essentially. Garrett moving up to clear out this elbow area, but a really well-placed miss is going to stop them, as well as this bubble being popped by Cakes on the Zimmy. But you see Auntie's playing very careful, making sure that they don't go down in that confined space. And of course, JJ is here waiting with this splashdown to just take everyone down with them. They get one, but it's not the Rainmaker carrier into 3. Going for the full quad here and moving up to take this elbow and finish off the push.
JJ very strong on that Umbrella. We do see Div on those Dapples. Barely able to get the trade with them, but they are able to stop them at 18. Auntie really moving in here. Velvet getting canceled out by the Blaster side. The 2 down on the side of Auntie, and the members of Krusty Krab Tanks 2, just like how we saw them earlier, really moving back into mid as fast as they can. The mist is definitely going to be a problem, though. Zimmy's just so strong, especially on this map.
Yes, as you can see, I think that bubble has been giving them a lot of trouble, but right now, Auntie is 2 down. So if there's going to be any time to push, it will be now, especially with Hamburger coming in on that Kraken. A very wise jump out on the side of Auntie. However, that does give them that check, and I would argue that is half the battle, climbing that mountain, getting that check, because after that, you can just run. But you see, once again, Auntie going to get another wipeout, and JJ taking this very rare left flank to see what they can do in pinching the other team and hopefully get their team finally to that final check mark. Not going to happen. They get spotted by Bean right from behind.
Bean, really, that was huge because JJ would have caused a lot of damage there, but the Rainmaker does go down there, and the members of Auntie are going to have to back up a little bit. The miss definitely causing a problem for Krab. There comes that Krab. Everyone's screaming soda as we do see Garrett trying to just maintain their footing, trying to move in there, trying to take care of everyone, but Div's able to take them out on those Dapples. Really, I mean, the Rainmaker's resetting, but 2 down on the side of Krab Kids, and we see JJ coming in there. There comes the flash up, but no, Garrett avoids it just in time. And we just see the members of Auntie up into their base, able to get the pick off of Yosh. And can they get the the edit? They are going to be backed up a little bit, but we do see Cakes taking that Rainmaker back to that podium.
Yes, but paying patiently enough. But you see, Delvin does have that back out. Cakes overextending a little bit, not inside of the back shot. But you see, 3 members there down for Auntie. It's just going to be their Dapples that are up, and that is Divya here sharking, trying to see what they can get, because no doubt Yosh is going to want to come on that right side and try and get something going, but you see it's double misted. Auntie is doing everything in their power to slow them down and make it difficult to push in that confined space.
That's what's really difficult about Rainmaker, especially
Look at those mists.
How many mists do we have? I thought there was 2.
I should have checked right off the
2.
top because we saw 3 active mists at that time, but Hamburglar gets a really important pick there for their team. But you see, members of Auntie are just back, and it's going to be that splashdown from JJ that ultimately takes them out.
Just barely hanging on, Andy. Still having that lead, but the Rainmaker's still stuck up there. 2 down the side of them. They have to move in, but the Rainmaker's trapped in there, and none of the members of Krusty Krab together there. They're able to get the pick off of JJ. The blaster finds so much over. They're able to take the pick off of this. And Cakes!
That is going to be huge because they will get this, and that will also give them ultimately this pop. Hamburglar is trying to pop this and also gets a pick while they're at it. So right now, there is an absolute gunfight to get that. Hamburglar picks it up but does go down, and that is going to lose them the game in such a close match. Auntie coming out on top in an absolute almost buzzer beater of a face-off at the end there, Matt.
Whoa. Okay.
Whoa.
Let's take it back a second. Okay. So, I mean, wow. We saw, at the beginning, the members of Auntie really just complete domination. They were able to move down all the way to 18 and then down to 13, which was really good, especially here because they have access to that mist, which is just so crucial here. And even right there towards the end of the game, we saw the members of Krusty Krab Tanks all of a sudden get their footing. All of a sudden, they were just on it. They were making those plays. They were coordinated. They were on it. I can't snap. The mic won't pick it up. But towards the end, they really had it. They had their footing, and I feel like if they just had a little bit more time, they would have had a better chance of taking that lead. But Auntie was able to clutch up last second and make sure they don't take that game, which was very crucial. And we pointed this out last set we just saw. When you have such a close game 1, you want to finish it out. You don't want to go to game 3. The nerves are going to get to you. So Auntie really just wants to close this out right here, get the 2-0, end it. But the members of Krusty Krab Tank say no. They're thinking, it took us a second, but it was maybe a 5-point difference. And they know it's a winnable set. So they have to go into this set, into the next game, knowing that they can take this next game, and that's what's going to push them to that game 3 and potentially give them the win. But the members of Auntie, they're just on it. They want to close out this set as fast as they can.
Yeah, they're certainly not going to make it easy. You saw at the end there, we got a shot of the team, and usually when you get a buzzer beater like that, you're celebrating, but they weren't. They were chatting amongst each other to make sure they're saying, hey, we don't want it to be this close again. We want to get that straight knockout and be just as dominant as we are we're right off the top, but we have a few slight switches. Of course, Divya right off the top, switching those dualies. JJ switching to the more familiar Sorella Brella. Gonna have that hack, and I think Krusty Krab Tanks with this S-Blast gonna look to GG Booyah the tower if they get the chance.
But we do see right away, 2 down on the side of Krusty Krab Tanks. We do see Divya trying to push with those Twinkles dualies. I love those. The bubble dualies are just so good. Cakes on the tower. Little isolated though, waiting for their teammates to come back here. They are able to get that first checkpoint. 2 down on the side of Krusty Krab Tanks, and Auntie is just on it. They're moving. They're schmoving.
Absolutely, and it doesn't feel good to have Div on you on that top left, but I think that is a good amount of distraction because look, they're already at checkpoint 2 while they're trying to deal with Div, and Cakes is an edit player by trade, so also you see they're doing a great job of looking down here, but you have Garrett diving back with this rush as well as the whales coming out, but everyone is just exploding. Velvet in the background, making sure to put on that pressure with that blaster, especially to everyone who is looking to drop there. So far we have a brutal opening here from Auntie. However, that's what we saw last game, and we saw how close it ended up being.
So, I mean, going into this, they got 3 minutes and 40. We do see a little bit of a Brella brush interaction. Doesn't go too well. Oh, no, they're back. They're back. And the brush wins the interaction. Oh, but they do pop the jet. They're not scared of the edit. They're not scared of him at all. There goes the S-Plus, and boom, with the direct taking him out. And another hit right there, and then 2 down on the side of Krusty Krab Tanks 2 once again. And Divya able to get the pick off of Yosh, applying a lot of pressure into Krusty Krab Tanks' base.
Yeah, Divya is doing exactly what he needs to do, getting that pick, and also just distracting. You see that Krusty Krab Tanks is 2 people down, and it's really difficult for them to drop. We're now at checkpoint 3, and it's so hard to just stop the tower and stop everyone from getting the knockout there. But so far, they got that pick on Cakes, and they're doing a really good job of hurting everyone out of their base. So they got down to 9. That is a pretty nasty number, but they still have tons of time, more than halfway through the game.
I mean, they were able to get past all the checkpoints. They know that they can KO. They took a chance. They kept their lives. The members of Krusty Krab Tanks who really gonna have to think about how they approach this. They're moving that tower back. The members of Auntie a little bit split up there as JJ is in their base, fighting off of the S-Blast, but the S-Blast able to take them out there. We do see Yosh pushing that Krab there, 2 down on the side of Auntie. This is their chance. This is the first time they're able to really put some score on the board for them.
Yes, but you see, we have a bit of the tides turning here as Krusty Krab Tanks 2 are finally putting way more substantial points on the board in clearing everything. Yosh gonna take this top left and see if they can have some distractions, but most of all, if they're fighting Yosh, what they're not doing is diving that tower, but it seems in the meantime, members of Krusty Krab Tanks 2 have just left the area, abandoned that tower, so we still have a minute 36 left while there's sort of bloodshed in the mid here, but it's just sort of back and forth, but Krusty Krab Tanks 2 can't afford to be back and forth. They have to be pushing it now.
And here we do see JJ with the double on that Ink Jet. I mean, that's a very deadly Ink Jet. None of us want to fight that. They're going to pick off the edit. Can they find the pick off of Yosh? But no, jumps up just in time. Hamburger able to get that pick. Velvet and Cakes both riding that tower. Divya able to support them. There goes that Krab, able to get the pick off of one of the members. And now really stunning their push here. Not just a minute remaining, but the members of Auntie really have been able to just dig the tower into their base.
Absolutely. We are now under a minute left. Garrett sending out those whales to see if they can just get some stuff done. And gonna get a crucial crucial pick on JJ on that top left stack, as well as just distracting everyone on the other side, trying to make some time for the rest of their team. They're going to get gunned down here. JJ giving them a bit of payback after bringing him down themselves. But, yeah, it's looking really dominant for Auntie here. Look at the entire map for that. It's just completely purple.
Right away, we see that cooler coming out there. As you said, Auntie just really has control of the map there. There comes another jet. There comes that Krab. Really powerful combination. We see Divya grinding to supply as much pressure as possible. Down to the final 10 seconds. Krusty Krab Tanks has one chance here to take that tower back, but they're 2 down and they're 3 down. And Auntie is able to take this set 2-0 and bring it home for them.
Yes, you see, perhaps they learned from their mistakes from the first game, because that was looking really close. And I think this second game, a really dominant performance. But of course, we also have to give it up to Krusty Krab Tanks too. These are extremely strong players, actually, that are on Auntie. And they gave them a run for their money. Look at that, an 83-87. Fantastic work from both of these teams.
I mean, wow, what a performance. I mean, the amount of pushes that we saw on both sides was incredible, and we do have to pick somebody to call. Oh, JJ. Celsius yelling at JJ. Someone get JJ. Someone call JJ.
I feel like we saw all of those
JJ.
jetpacks.
JJ.
Listen, JJ's just a social butterfly. Definitely chatting, saying, you know, at the end of the games, everyone's always just saying GGs and conversing with the other team that they just came up against. So as much as we're definitely going to get one of the players up there, they're just kind of like, you know, mingling, saying a GGs.
They're in their GGs.
Here and there.
Somebody get JJ. JJ.
JJ on the move. Well, maybe he's coming here.
Oh, is he coming?
Yeah.
We're
like, somebody get JJ, and JJ's literally on his way here.
There he is.
Don't hurt yourself.
Welcome, JJ from Team Auntie.
Hi, everybody. Hi. Oh, my gosh. It's like I've never been here before.
Oh, my gosh. All the way from down south you're coming here, because this is a lot of people like to travel for Gridlock, but there are a lot of people from all over here. Firstly, let's talk about your gameplay. You got some really good picks on that jet. A lot of people not used to seeing the Brella. Tell us what makes you like Brella so much.
Honestly, I just came from other games where like shielding and like mechanics like that were really prominent. So whenever I realized that Brella, you could kind of fight and also like, you know, shield, I just thought that was always like really cool to me. That's like what made Brella my thing. I don't know. It was like love at first sight, to be honest.
I mean, both of those games. What I'm very interested in is that first game, towards the end. What was going through your mind the second you saw Krusty Krabs really start to push in there?
Girl, that our mist won't working. Like, our mist is not working no more. We ran 3 of them. I thought it'd be cute. It won't that cute.
It was 3 missed. Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty cute.
I thought it was 2 missed. I thought it was 2 missed.
No,
I saw so many
mists and a bubble.
Listen, if I was going up against 3 missed on that, I would have closed the game by now.
You see, I would too. That's
see?
how we ran it.
So you do it to your enemy.
Yeah, that's the right thing to do. Like,
it's the very polite thing to do.
You're like, I'd hate it, so
yeah, everybody else has to hate it. You know what I mean? That's just the only way to go about it.
You see, like, especially in a map like that, when you see the enemy team their count just start lowering and lowering at such a fast rate, and you're like, oh crap, I gotta push in, I gotta do something. And I mean, being able to like stay cool in those moments is what secures you that win. Is you're able to play safe, especially in those moments where a lot of people just tend to dive forward and feed into their opponent. Really being able to stay that calm during those moments really just help out so much, and being able to just move in there last second, get that pick, and secure the win. I mean, you guys were definitely relieved when you saw that Rainmaker just explode.
Yeah, that vacuum clutched up, because trust, I wasn't going to get that pick. And they had too much range. I don't think any of us could have gotten that except for that vacuum. So we kind of lucked out. I wouldn't say I was stressed or anything, I will say, but it was getting scary.
Now, JJ, I know you're sort of a staple in the Splatoon community. I'd argue one of the best Brellas in NA, as well as a +2 player, and you yourself are trying to expand the LAN love. Tell me a little bit about that.
Oh my gosh, of course I will. Me and a bunch of other TOs are hosting a LAN in North Carolina called Don't Flounder at the Function. It's a nice, cute little shindig that we got going, inspired by a lot of other, events like Big Dapple, like Anarchy Nova. We just want to put some other, we want to have a community in North Carolina. I feel like the Carolinas never really got as much love as other lands, and me, like Supera Jokera, Dark, Sam Pyrrhus, and Z came together, and we're like, let's do something for the community. And I'm really excited for that, like how that's coming out. It is being hosted January 17th.
Coming up.
Yep, it's really
That's
soon.
really fast. That's
Really
next
soon.
month.
Yeah, it is going to be high stakes, It's very exciting gameplay, so be on the lookout for it. That's all I'm going to say. Be on the lookout.
Thank you so much, JJ, for showing us that cool gameplay.